Everyone, welcome back to another session. So there has been a crazy amount of things happening on the market. It is down. It is crazy what's happening. And so the biggest challenge, I've been on YouTube and all that's been showing up in my feed is around Tesla and their stock price and really just what's happening with them. So today's session is going to be on how Tesla ruined their reputation. So when you actually look at Tesla, Tesla was one of the best American companies to actually have come about. They revolutionized the car industry, so they actually be became the forefront of electric vehicles, and so they really pioneered that industry and pushed the technology and the development into this whole continuing battle and war between America and China as to who really makes better products and who can make it cheaper, and are consumers more inclined to go for cheaper products or premium products? And so this battle was further intensified by Tesla, and then since the American counterparts and rivals came out. However, Tesla has been facing a lot of challenges lately. So Tesla CEO Elon Musk actually had taken on an advisor's role with the current president. And so what he does is pretty much just advise in terms of operations and making the government more efficient. And during the actual German election, Elon Musk had actually stepped in to the actual election, and so he had actually endorsed the current president who actually had won the German politics and the German election that actually had occurred about 2 months ago or so. And since then, buyers of Tesla in Germany had a distaste for all of this that happened, and so because of that they had actually started selling Tesla cars. So Tesla was less in demand as after this happened. Very similarly in the United States, so Donald Trump had won in November 2024, and the share price actually had skyrocketed since then. And he took office in January 20th, 2025. And if you actually look at Tesla's share price since January 21st, which was the first trading day that happened after the election, it has been downward trending. It has been down ever since. And so Tesla right now is currently valued at about $745 billion. That's a market cap for Tesla. And right now the stock is currently at $238.01. So the stock is actually down year to date by 37.25%, and it's down about 50% since the all-time high. So the biggest mistake that is happening right now with Tesla is that Elon Musk had stepped into politics. Yes, he is not one of the politicians or a governor who's actually running America, but he is an advisor to the current president. And by being an advisor, people associate you with that political party, with that current president. And the greatest rule and law for any company and any leader of any company is never get involved with politics. And this is the perfect example why that is the greatest route. So if you look at Disney actually had gotten involved in some politics in Miami back in 2021, and so persons had actually disassociated themselves with the brand. However, Disney had changed the CEO and they were able to disassociate themselves from the entire political landscape, and they became independent of all of that. And so investors right now see the company for the company and not for the political association that they had back then. So very similarly with Elon Musk right now, he is performing an advisory role to the current president, and he is actually seen a lot with the president. And so because of this, because of him being so close and with the president, persons have now associated him to be linked and connected with the president and to be calling certain shots. And just by being associated as an advisor, persons have withdrawn themselves from the company. And since Elon Musk is really the face and the brand of Tesla, persons see Tesla as Elon Musk, and so this is the reason why they have been selling off these shares. This is the reason why they have not been purchasing Tesla cars. And then on top of that, Tesla owners are feeling discomfort right now. There have been cases of vindications at certain Tesla stores. People are protesting worldwide at Tesla stores simply because Elon Musk is associated with an advisory role with a current president. And so persons have distanced themselves. Persons who own Tesla are now feeling a little bit isolated. They're feeling alienated. They are feeling like they are getting attention that they do not want, and attention that they did not seek or would not want to have with them. And so persons are actually vandalizing cars. So you have your Tesla, you drive it, you go to the supermarket, you park it, you go in, you shop, you come back out. There is a possibility that the car will be damaged just because of the association made with it. And so right now Tesla's revenues, so that's the sales of the vehicles that they make, is down significantly. So United States, which is the largest consumers of Tesla, is actually down about 65%. So they are currently at about 239,000 cars sold for 2024. China is down similarly at about 63%. So they are at about 219,000 units overall sold. And Germany, which was the third largest consumer of Tesla, is now in fourth place, down about 74%, and they are currently at 16,601 units. And so this data was taken from worldpopulationreview.com. So as it stands right now, business and politics do not mix. And this is a classic example as to why it does not. And so as long as Elon Musk is playing that advisory role with the government, persons are going to be purchasing less and less Tesla. And so because of the association that is made with it, and also with tariffs that are now being implemented, it's going to even significantly affect sales and parts of the actual car company. So if the car company actually had sales set up and lined up for international markets, China, Mexico, America, China, Mexico, Canada, Germany, England, these sales are actually going to be less now, because with the tariffs imposed by these companies, by these countries to import the Teslas into, they are actually going to be purchasing much cheaper alternatives. And so also with the development of parts into the country, it's going to cost more as well too, with tariffs that the country has implemented. So to get certain parts, the aluminums and other parts that are needed to make the cars, if they outsource them from other countries, it's gonna cost a lot more now to get them just across the borders. And then with that being more expensive, it's gonna trickle down into the actual price of the company, of the car. And so this is gonna implement a much higher price than currently is. And so as the tariffs continue, as Elon Musk continues with his advisory role as the government, investors are disassociating themselves from the brand, because in reality, Elon Musk is Tesla, because he has built such a personal brand, such a huge personal brand, that whenever you think about Tesla, you think about Elon Musk. Whenever you think about Elon Musk, you think about Tesla first. And he has other companies, SpaceX. He actually invented PayPal, or was one of the inventors or founders of PayPal. But when you think about Elon Musk, you think about Tesla. And right now, as I actually had heard on one of the YouTube videos, was that Elon Musk is currently spending a little bit more time with the current president than he does at his actual place of employment. Now, I don't know how true that is. That was just a statement that they made. But investors are going to be paying attention to this. And if you are at the White House or at some press conference, or just seen on TV, if it's even for an hour or two for the week, nobody's gonna say, "Oh, you were at the office working for 8 hours and you stepped away for 1 hour to assist with a matter." They're not gonna say that. They're gonna say you're spending a lot more of your time at the advisory role than you could have been spending at your company. And so this is going to be associated with you, and persons are going to be disassociating themselves with you. So the thing with politics is that as a leader, you're going to have some people that will support you, and you're going to have people that are against you. It's guaranteed. There are going to be no one, not everyone is gonna love you. Some persons are just gonna outright hate you just because you're in politics. And so if you are a brand or the face of a company, face of a brand, and you get involved with this that is currently happening, so you get involved with the political climate, then those persons who hate that current president is gonna hate you as well. And the persons that like the current president might like you. Might. But you have actually entered into a world that has not been entered by much brands or leaders simply because of the negative implications and the negative press that will is associated with it. So will Tesla recover from all of this? Well, based on how the trend is right now, it really is hard to say. Elon Musk is a very smart person, and he does things method method he does things in a very methodical way. So with that being said, I believe that Tesla will be struggling for another few months. And as long as Elon Musk is currently being seen with the current president, persons are going to be associating him with the president, which in turn is going to be associating the brand with the current president. And then to make matters worse, Donald Trump had actually purchased a Tesla to try and help out the company to get persons to actually buy the car, because he's going off the standpoint that the car is good enough for the current US president, and that in itself could also be even greater negative press for the company. It did help the share price 24 hours afterwards, because they actually were up about 2% the day after that whole press announcement was done. But the shares is still downward falling. So with that being said, the best thing that Elon Musk can do is be a much quieter advisor, and he can actually distance himself from the president and the current political landscape in the United States and across the world. And with that, the hope is that persons will see him disassociating himself with the entire political landscape, and hopefully they actually see the value of the company and the reason why they had liked Tesla vehicles in the first place, and they go back to that association. So that's really all that I have time for today. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode. If you like it, I ask you to give us a thumbs up or a heart wherever you consume this material. Leave any comments down below and subscribe so that you do not miss out on any new episodes as soon as they are launched. Feel free to share this episode with a friend, family member, or loved one who you believe can benefit from this episode and the information shared. Have that discussion with them. And until next time, take care. Love you guys. Bye.